Good evening. I'm Beau Tatum. I'm hanging out here with the RJ on the Air crew, drinking some Buffalo Trace, and we're going to do a little after dark session here. I wrote this song a few years ago. A friend of mine had a slight drug problem, came over, said something, walked out of the house, and then immediately went and had to jot it down. And took me about 10 minutes to write this song, and it's kind of a favorite amongst my friends, so that's what I'm going to play for you first. I don't play it very often because I'm in a honky-tonk band and it's more of a blues kind of song, but I'm going to play it for you all tonight. It's called Rust on the Vine. I can't sleep 'cause I'm chasing after you, and I can't eat 'cause I won't settle down, won't sweat all night, and I ball all day 'cause I've been going so long. How'd I get this way? How'd I get this way? No care, I won't stay too long. No girl can play my beat, and I can't. No, I can't change a goddamn thing, but I won't. Try to shed some weight, it won't take any time. Gotta keep moving, got rust on the. But how did I get here? 'Cause I never lose. This back's got me messed up. Don't make me choose from all the rust on the wall. Is perfect for me, and all the pain they can do that they're supposed to relieve, and the hearts they break when they try to relive and they stay. How'd I get this way? How'd I get this way? Try to shed some weight, it won't take any time. Gotta keep moving, got rust on us. Tonight I'll eat 'cause I won't be after you, and tonight I'll sleep 'cause I've been clean for sweat all night, ball all day, 'cause I've been going so long. How'd I get this way? How'd I get this way? Try to shed some weight, it won't take any time. Gotta keep moving, got rust on the vine. got rust on the vine. I got rust on the vine. I got rust on the vine. And that's the thing is that, you know, I played in a honky-tonk band, but like I played in a rock band in college, toured with a rock band, and I played blues after that for like many years. And like, I spent so much time trying to figure out what style or sound I was going to go for, or what was mine. And then I just kind of finally realized, because, you know, some people, you know, there's a blues band, there's a honky-tonk band, or there's a, you know, 90s country, or they try to like stay in this genre, this style, but I like so much other stuff that you don't have to do that. You can just, when I started just listening to my influences and just writing what came out, I mean, I got much more out of it, and you know, things started happening that way, not just being like, oh, I'm trying to write a song that kind of sounds like this or whatever. When I just started going and deciding that whatever comes out, and I don't care if it's a blues song today and it's a honky-tonk song tomorrow, or if this is more rock, just whatever. And it can all go on the same record. I mean, why not? So that gave me some freedom that I was struggling with. So I wrote that one about 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, and I arranged it with my best friend Philip, and we played it a bunch, and then whatever band that was in fizzled out, and then I just shelved it and just brought it out here for you guys today. So when I was like younger, in high school, I was just super big into like the grunge, like Nirvana and Alice in Chains and all that sort of thing, and then like, so that comes out a lot, especially in like the songwriting and the format and the progression and stuff. And I was heavily deep into that then. And then when I got to college, I was super into like Jack White and the White Stripes, and then I mean later that kind of transitioned me into like the blues and you know all the classics, you know, and Steve Ray Vaughan and Buddy Guy and a million of those people are. Joe Bonamassa, I got really into that for a while. Walter Trout, but I wasn't a good enough player to play like those guys, so I gravitated towards more of a Jack White that was kind of a garage rock, blues kind of scenario, and I did that for a very long time, and it fit kind of, but just never. I never ended up doing anything with it, but it was still there, and then eventually I kind of, you know, just gave up music, and I didn't even listen for like 10 years. Like, I mean, kind of, but I moved home and graduated college and was just kind of partying and wrestling and doing some weird shit, and I ended up somehow trying to, I don't know, luckily I got hurt, so I wanted to do something a little less taxing, so I started playing music again, and the guys that I was kind of jamming with were doing country, and so I just slowly dabbled into country, and then I got to where I was just only listening to Merle Haggard and George Jones and Waylon Jennings, and then that was a heavy influence. Like, my Spotify playlist from the last 10 years is hilarious, and it's only pretty much country and then like a bunch of strange party gangster rap songs and stuff like that now. So, but then I found a guy, Co Wetzel. I discovered him a few years ago, which everybody knows who that is now, but what drew me to that was the fact that he was country, but most of his songs sounded like they had like a Nirvana track in them too, or something, you know, where it was just cool how. And that was kind of like the first catalyst where, like, you know, you can just take everything that you like and you can put it in a sack and then just pull out what comes, or, you know, bake a cake or bake a batch of cookies with all the shit that you like, and then that's how new styles are kind of born. And so that's how I got to where I'm at now. But I don't know. go to and listen to. Like, it might be Johnny Paycheck all day, or it might be like Two Live Crew. You never know. We tend to have this band-wide thing where if we play at a bar or a venue that's got Buffalo Trace, we just get absolutely fight your dad drunk. And one night we played in Parkersburg at Ironsides, and I had contracted a steel player off the road. He was touring with a national act, and he came to play with us that night. And he showed up, and we just started pounding banquets and ripping Buffalo Trace shots, and just tore the place down. There's 300 people there in this little bar. Tore the place up, and we thought we was playing for 3 hours. We ended up playing for 4 hours, and got paid a little bit more, and I don't remember much of the night, and I was a little embarrassed by it, and I eventually decided just to write a song about it to kind of make something positive and see if I couldn't turn it around for me. So, Kendall, I'm sorry we got you hammered. I hope you play this again. I know he went back and was like, them Dirt Devil guys are fucking crazy. But this one is called Don't Turn Me Loose, if I can remember all the words to it. Well, I've been known to drink a lot. Met Johnny Law and I got caught. Spending my time in a crossbar jail. The boys came up and they post my bail. They hit the road, got a show to do. I left the county in a broke room. That Buffalo Trace was on their dime. Had some banquets to get behind. Hell, now I'm drunk, hell at the moon. Getting out of my mind in front of you. Turn the whiskey upside down. Turn me loose in old outlaw town. We came for 3 and they wanted 4. Benny Frank in a double shot bowl. But you be careful what you ask for, 'cause we gonna stay here and drink some more. Hit the stage, got a show to do. Them lucky strikes and I broke the rules. That Buffalo Trace was on their dime. I had some banquets to get behind. Hell, now I'm drunk, hell at the moon. Getting out of my mind in front of you. Turn the whiskey upside down. Turn me loose in old outlaw town. Well, now I've been here too damn long. Seen some things and I played some songs. That Buffalo Trace was on their dime. Too many banquets to get behind. Hell, now I'm drunk, hell at the moon. Getting out of my mind in front of you. Turn the whiskey upside down. Turn me loose in old outlaw town. Turn the whiskey upside down. Turn me loose in old outlaw town. I better play Daddy's song before I get too tuned up here. Earlier you asked me about influences, but this, I didn't mention this earlier, but my dad was definitely an influence. I don't know how I looked that over, but I'm going to play one of his songs. This one's called 35. Never had no children, never had a wife, never had much money, in all of my life. But I don't let that bother me. I'm just trying to survive. I hope I'm still here when I'm 35. Spent some time traveling, working with a band. Spent some time working with my hands. But I know the boys are out there tonight. I know they're knocking them dead. But I'm here where I want to be instead. So knock them dead. Met beautiful ladies, sang me their song, and for a short time, and I sang along. Sometimes I still see visions of them in my mind. Sometimes I think about them all the time. Maybe in the future, someone will come along. She'll sing a melody, and I sing along. Till then, I won't let it bother me. Just trying to survive. But I hope I'm still here when I'm 35. I'm still here when I'm 35. That one's kind of hard for me to do because his register was a little higher than mine. And so, like, the only reference I have is of him singing those songs. So, like, you try to, like, whenever you hear a cover song, you kind of try to emulate it a little bit. And, it's just kind of hard, and I had to like try to use my own voice and make it my own. He was on actually before The Voice, before American Idol, before anything like that. There was a show called You Could Be a Star. It was based out of Nashville. It was the first kind of Star Search. I'm sorry, something like that. You Can Be a Star or Star Search or whatever. I've still got all the letters, but like, so he auditioned and got in, and he got second. Some pretty blonde beat him, and my mom always told me one of the songs he sang was the Sidewinder Sam song, which was a good song, but she's like, if he'd have just sang his song, he'd have won. If he'd just sang Brandy, he'd have won, And but I remember watching it on TV. I remember him leaving to go to Nashville, and we was in our trailer in the Bottoms, and I remember sitting there and then like watching it live or whatever. So I got it on tape somewhere. I'd have to buy a VCR to watch it, but I definitely remember that, and I still had the letters of like his acceptance and whatever. It was pretty cool. Like, the guys in my band are very good. Like all of them, they're all pro. They're the best musicians I've ever played with in my life. They're so good, and I'm very fortunate to have them behind me, and they want me to lead them, which is hilarious. But I thought maybe I was embarrassing them because I was just getting so just bombed at these shows and just being obnoxious and haggling the crowd and messing with people and just getting drunk and being just kind of an asshole. And we were riding home from somewhere one night, and they're like, my drummer was like, what's going on with you? And I said, what do you mean? been really reserved for the last few weeks. I said, what do you mean? Well, just kind of not been yourself. I was like, well, honestly, man, that show at Olney, I got pretty drunk and I don't remember a whole lot, and I know I was obnoxious. And they're like, well, that's why we wanted you. That's why we wanted you in the band, because they sought me out, and we wanted you because we wanted someone that could do that. We can't do that. We need you to do that. So keep doing that. Stop not doing that. So I'm like, you want me to just get drunk and be obnoxious at shows? And they're like, yes, that's exactly what we want. I'm like, all right, duly noted. Be careful what you wish for. And I usually do a pretty good job, but like I said, every once in a while, if there's Buffalo Trace at the venue we're playing at, my ass is getting drunk, the bass player, and we are getting ornery as fuck. You sit down at your desk and be like, I'm gonna pound a bunch of coffee, I'm gonna write a song today, and then you're gonna sit there and just like noodle, and then you're gonna like write something and like hate it, and, like, so this thing is like so you type in what you have of the song, and then this AI is supposed to kind of like help you along, and it's just turds. I was trying to write because we're doing this show here with Little Texas, and I was like just binge writing songs, and I'd written like 7 or 8, and then I was like, I want more, and I'm like, well, let me start cheating now, and so I went to start cheating with this AI shit, and it was just fucking awful. It was fucking awful. It was fucking awful, and I just deleted it. I'm like, all right, I'm not cheating anymore. Yeah. So, I mean, I saw on Joe Rogan where, Post Malone was talking about how like eventually AI is going to be like, you can type in like, hey, I want a song about me and my girlfriend Adrian breaking up in the style of Post Malone, and then AI will write it. We're a far cry away from getting into somebody's head. It might sound like him, but it's not going to be that, because like this had me like type out descript, like, what do you want the song to be like? Do you want it to feel like freedom and like uplifting and blah blah blah? So like, yeah, you do all these things, and then like you write some stuff down, and then like you write a line and said I never gave up on you till the day, and it would just write something like, but then today is in May. It was just the most generic crap ever, and you're like, this doesn't help me at all. Not at all. Yeah. So I thought about trying to cheat on my test and cheat on and then I just realized that it just has to come from me. I can't take it from anybody else. It's not easy. Like I honestly, I've probably thrown away, like ripped them out and just crumbled them up and thrown them in the trash. More songs than I'll ever play here today. This is where songwriting is so complicated, and like I said, the first song that I wrote or that I played tonight that I wrote in like 10 minutes. Sometimes it just hits you, and then it just pours out, and then other times you get an idea and you mess with something, and then it just takes forever. Like this song, I've known that this song was going to be something special and something good for a really long time. For 2 years, I've been messing with this song, and I know I have something here. And one night I got just bomb drunk and was in my bar, my little studio bar, and I wrote the rest of the song after about a year of messing with it, and I lost it. Like it was gone. Like I just couldn't find it. I was like, I know I finished this song, but I can't find it. And then not too long ago, I found it. Like it was under all kinds of debris and equipment and things. It was just like it's like the back of like a Chinese menu or something, and it was the rest of this Skipper's Inn song. And I liked a lot of it, but I didn't like all of it whenever I played it back. But I don't know what kind of headspace I was in when I wrote it. So, and it had been so long. So, but this is one of those songs that it's not about me. It didn't come from me. Like it's completely, it's a story that I decided to write. I went to this bar with Michael Zonders a million years ago. We jeeped to this bar. Just dog shit, shot in a beer joint in Centralia, like way out in the boonies. We walked in, it smelled like burnt pizza and broken dreams in this place. And the place was called the Skipper's Inn. And I got an idea for this song one night, and I sat down and I wanted to write this song about like a divorce sort of scenario, and where she calls her estranged ex, trying to serve him papers, and he's been drinking and running through the ringer, and he makes her meet him back at the place where they met, and the place I decided to make them meet was the Skipper's Inn. So it's kind of a story song that's like just kind of fabricated, and I pulled some from real life, some stories that I knew or whatever, but I haven't been able to finish this in 2 years, and I've wrote several verses for this song, and I can't decide how I want to end the song, but the little bit that I have written so far is so good, and I've showed it to several people, and everybody loves it. Like, they finish the song. I just haven't been able to yet in 2 years. So I'll play what I have that is solid. The song is called "The Skipper's Inn." She picked up the phone on a Sunday before dawn. I can't believe I answered. I've been drinking all weekend long. She said, "Hey, are you listening? Something I need to say. Can you speak into the receiver, girl? I spent the whole night in the hallway." She said, "I've got some papers that I need you to sign. I ain't got no money, girl. Bank took every dime. But I know a place to meet you before 10. A place where we fell in love. A place they call Skipper's Inn. Yeah, I know a place where this all began. Place where we fell in love. Place we can start over again. Heartache songs. Actually, a few weeks ago, I went and did a write with Dylan Wolf. Before we got together, he texted me. He said, "What do you want to write about? Send me some notes or whatever." And I was like, "Look, dude, I've been held up in my house, and I wrote a bunch of fucking sad songs and some breakup songs and some divorce songs and just a bunch of negative shit. And like, I need some happy shit or some party shit. I need something that's not negative. I need something that's not a breakup song." And he's like, "All right, cool." And I sent him some notes or whatever. And I get to his house, and he's like, "Hey," we started digging around, and good at it. I was like, I'm really fucking good at it. That's why I wanted to come play with you, because I'm tired of doing what I'm good at. So we ended up writing a breakup song. I'm gonna play for you after a while. This is one I wrote before that. I played it here on RJ on the Air, and I only had a little bit of it done, and I finished it. This one's called Still Drunk. I wrote this about a friend of mine. He went through a really ugly little breakup that he wasn't prepared for. And I wrote this song. It actually, initially, was called I'm Still Drunk and Still Crazy About You. And then just reimagined it not too long ago and made it a little different. So. Where you took that part of me that I've been keeping to myself. I had her locked up tight for somebody else. You know I can't stay to open this tonight. I know all we're gonna do is fuss and fight, and in the morning empty bottle's gonna mean I got crazy again. 'Cause I'm still drunk and I'm still broken, still tired of trying to tell you all the ways to keep this open. And I'm still crazy, and I'm still running. I'll say goodbye before I ever say that I don't need your loving. And I'm going down tonight. Gonna lay my head right here and turn out the light. Gonna take this down one last time. Try to drown out the memories when you mine. But I know that it's over. I know what I do. It's giving up me the only way to you. My heart's still broke, my head's gone blue. It's giving up be the only way to you. Now you're in that old house, you're in that new dress, and I ain't slept in 4 days and my hair's a mess. And I just walk the floor like I've done many times before, staring at the same pair of blurred blue lines from these tears in my eyes. 'Cause I'm still drunk and I'm still broken, still tired of trying to tell you all the ways to keep this open. And I'm still crazy and I'm still running. Say goodbye before I ever say that I don't need your loving. But I'm going down tonight. Gonna lay my head right here and turn out the light. Hope you don't come back, might be stretching the truth. Yeah, you always fucking told me that I steal in your youth when the days and the nights turn the years into miles. 'Cause I'm still drunk and I'm still broken, still tired of trying to tell you all the ways to keep this open. and I'm still crazy, and I'm still running. Say goodbye before I ever say that I don't need your loving. But I'm going down, down tonight. Gonna lay my head right here and turn out the light. Gonna lay my head right here and turn out the light. I do this thing. I don't know if this is like all songwriters. Like, so the band that I toured in with in college, there's a guy. His name was Aaron Wilson, and he was 31 when I met him, and I was like this 23-year-old kid, and I was going on the road with like these 30-something-year-old guys playing, and like I was barely a guitar. I mean, I could play, but like I wasn't like a good guitar player. But like I don't know why they had me in the band, just maybe because I was young. And I was playing rhythm guitar, second guitar, and Aaron and I were writing some songs together. But like Aaron, like I joined this band, they had like 50 fucking songs that they had written, and I learned all these fucking songs. And he was such a gifted songwriter, it was so good, and he still is. Like he still is so good. And I learned a lot from him. And like now that I'm closer to the age that he was then, like I understand him more than than then. But I get it, like, cause sometimes he'd bring a song, I'm like, I hate that song, and he'd like get upset or whatever. But I learned a lot about songwriting from him. But the thing about it is that like I'll write these songs, and while I'm writing them, I'm like, this is great, this is awesome, and I'm just excited as hell. Then after like 80 times of like, in the writing process and playing the song and playing it, and then like I'll cut a small demo, I'll be like, this song is terrible and I hate it, and I don't want to show anybody because I'm so embarrassed. The hardest part about songwriting is showing people, because it's putting yourself in a very vulnerable scenario to judge, other people to judge something that you created, that you wrote, and that's the hardest thing about it. Because it's art, and it's either they're either going to think it's good or it's trash, or like, oh, they just don't care, and you want them to think it's great. But like, I'll be 36 this year, and this is the first year that I've ever shown anyone anything that I've ever written in my entire life, and then I'm doing it at such a broad scale like this. It's scary, it's terrifying, but there was such positive feedback from doing it on the RJ on the Air show that gave me some confidence. I got a friend, his name's Dylan Wolf. A lot of people know him. He's a Nashville country artist. He's a songwriter in Nashville. He hit me up and he was like, hey, let's write a song. And we finally got together and wrote a song. And I went over there and I didn't want to do it. Neither one of us were into it because we had rough nights the night before. I played 2 days in a row. It was the only day that we could make it work. And I didn't want to write about heartache or breakups or sadness or anything like that. But our wheelhouses gravitated us there, and we tried to write about something else, and we just ended up writing a sad song. So we wrote this one, and I didn't like it at first, and I brought it home, and Sam didn't like it either. It sounded like a Dylan Wolf song, which I love Dylan. But she's like, I can see Dylan singing this song, but I can't see you singing this song. But it rained out at work one day, and I sat home and I messed with it enough, and I made it my song. And now I really love this song, and showed it to my band, and we kind of honky-tonked it up and put a bunch of steel guitar and shit in it, and now I really love this song. It's about a couple that's trying to break up, and they're kind of testing the waters on breaking up. they just want everybody just be honest, just say what you mean. And it's from the guy's perspective, honestly, but it's a 2-story house, and it's metaphorical. You know, there's not actually a 2-story house. But the 2-story house is the guy and the girl. It's your story versus my story. This is how I feel. This is how you feel. And I didn't even really realize that until we got done with it, and like several weeks later, and I listened to it 1,000 times, and I'm like, oh, this is the message is, you know, the house is the metaphor, but it's the relationship, and it's 2 stories. It's my story and your story, and that's the beauty of songwriting. It's so metaphorical. It's not so literal. This one's called 2-Story House. It's safe to say, when the walls start to cave, it's good and over. All the times we waste stuck in our ways, just getting older. We'll build these wicked games like we don't have a thing to change. Don't say you're gonna walk away when the damage is all but done. Instead of saying that you hate my guts, shut the fuck up and mean it for once. We can both go round and round, back and forth over who's wrong or right. Or we can just call a spade and burn this 2-story house down to the ground tonight. Every shot's been fired, we're just sick and tired of living this way. Set fire to the hurt, let it crash and burn. Strike a match, that old pain. But play these wicked games like we don't have a thing to change. Don't say you're gonna walk away when the damage is all but done. Instead of saying that you hate my guts, shut the fuck up and mean it for once. We can both go round and round, back and forth over who's wrong or right. Or we can just call a spade and burn this 2-story house down to the ground tonight. Don't say you're gonna walk away when the damage is all but done. Instead of saying that you hate my guts, shut the fuck up and mean it for once. We could both go round and round, back and forth over who's wrong or right. But we can just call a spade and burn this 2-story house down to the ground tonight. To the ground tonight. I started writing this one in college, and it's kind of about like a promiscuity and just kind of forbidden love, that kind of thing, and then later on I finished it. Just kind kind of took a artistic license kind of approach to this, but just kind of, this song's kind of about forbidden love. This one's called I Wanna Know. Burn it down, and all the way down. I'll see you around, I'll see you in town. Then I'll still feel your skin on my fingertips, but I wanna waste your name on my lips tonight. And I wanna know if our love made a sound when no one was around. She was so high, my head was so low. And how can we take it this far? Hell, nobody can know. But she didn't want to leave, and I couldn't stay. But we'll never be here again, 'cause they had their way. I wanna feel your skin in my fingertips, but I wanna taste the sweet breath that came from your lips tonight. And I wanna know if our love made a sound when no one was around. But how can we know? How could we be sure? But then there it was, like we'd done this before. How I held your skin in my fingertips, and now I taste that sweet breath that came from your lips tonight. And I felt our love make a sound when no one was around. Smell'll take you right back in time, and that's where I'd be with you. The back door shame, the wood pile's mine. I have to say that I never wanted to change my name to sell my soul. I have to sit here and watch you grow, but after the flame's gone, build a fire just to put you on and sing. Now while we sleep away from my bed, I can't dig you out. You're stealing red. You're stealing red. You're stealing red. Burn it down, and all the way down. I'll see you around, I'll see you in town. This is another one of those weird things about being a songwriter. It's like I sat down one day and I had a song that I was like working on. I was like, all right, I had a little riff. And it was in a D. And I was like, I want to write this outlaw song. It's kind of like this outlaw song in D. And I had this, I had this riff that I was doing, and I was just like, I'm wearing chains, I'm wearing stones, I've been in the high rise, filled out low. I was working on this song, and I just couldn't get anywhere with it. I was just fighting it hard, and I was like, I sat down that day to write that song. So sometimes you sit down and you're like, I'm gonna go finish that song, or I'm gonna go write this song about this, blah blah blah, and then other things happen. So I sat down and was writing that song, and I couldn't get nowhere. I had like 3 or 4 fucking lines, and I couldn't find nothing. And then my phone kept dinging. I'm in this group message, and a friend of mine, he messaged the group, and this is just how this shit happens. It's the same way with the friend of mine that came in and said something and walked out of the house, and I wrote a song in 10 minutes. So a friend of mine texted this group message, and I wasn't getting anywhere with what I was doing, so I checked my phone, and I had my live mic on and everything, and I was in the studio, and it was just like I just walked out of my grandparents' house, and my house was gone. So I had a friend that was a dear friend, who's a friend since we were little, and ended up with a really bad alcohol problem, and went to rehab, and then came home, and then got a different house or whatever, and then the house that he was staying in, the house was the house that he grew up in, which is where his addiction, all that shit happened. And then he moved to a different place, but like he was at his grandparents' place, and then he walked outside and then realized that the house was gone. Whoever bought it had bulldozed the house, and it was gone. So he walked out and just saw his whole life, his whole childhood, everything was gone. It was leveled. And he texted our group about it, and then immediately, as soon as I read it, I diverted somewhere else. I'm like, this is where I'm going today, and it just inspired me immediately. And I was thoroughly uninspired that day, and I was just trying to force something out, and then bam, one text message, and then I sat down and wrote a whole fucking song. And this song's about coming home or realizing that your house, everything you got's gone. So this song's kind of about him finding out the house was gone, and his addiction, and his whole experience with that. It's from his perspective. I left today, fix what I'd done. I've been locked up in the truth, I've been locked up in you, and I hear these walls just like a siren's call. The echoes and the pain and all the alcohol swimming in my head, and the dance with the devil starts again. And I came home to a house that was nothing but a pile of bones, and everything that I hold on to is on that stone. Just as sure as black mold rots me to my core. If you can tell, bear, he don't dance here anymore. was too many, and too many was never enough. And all I can do just to bury you is on the inside. Drink like a hole, act like no one knows. The echoes and the pain and all the alcohol swimming down the hall. In the days, demons in the walls. And I came home to a house that was nothing but a pile of bones. And everything that I hold on to is on that stone. Just as sure as black mold rots me to my core. You can tell the bear, he don't dance here anymore. You can tell the bear, he don't dance here anymore. And I came home to a house that was nothing but a pile of bones. And everything that I hold on to was on that stone. Just as sure as black mold rots me to my core. You can tell the bear, he don't dance here anymore. You can tell the bear, he don't dance here anymore.